J.P. Guilford and his associates have developed a model of intellect on the basis of the factor analysis of several tests employed for testing the intelligence of human beings. They have come to the conclusion that any mental process or intellectual activity of human being can be described in terms of three basic dimensions or parameters known as operations. That is the act of thinking or way of processing the information content. That is times in which we think or the type of information involved and the products. That is the idea we come up with the fruits of thinking. Each of these parameters or operations, contents and products may be further subdivided into some specific factor or elements. As a result, our operations may be subdivided into 5 specific factors, contents into 5 and products into 6. The index of these 3 parameters, according to Guilford, does result into 5 and 5 into 6, that is 150 different elements that are factors in one's intelligence. 150 factors or independent abilities of human beings along with the basic parameters and their divisions can be represented through a model. The model is named after Guilford's model of intellect or intelligence. What is implied by these contents or operations and products can be described through the following brief description. The first element of the continent means and is a visual continent. That is a concrete material which is perceived through our senses. That is in terms of form, color, etc. Second is the auditory content. It consists of language, speech, sounds, music, and words. Symbolic content. That is composed of letters, deeds, and other conventional signs. Schematic content. That is in terms of meaning or ideas which we get from others. Last one is behavioral content, which means social behavior in society, accents, and expression of people. The first element in a person's dimension is cognition. It refers to the discovery and rediscovery of cognition. Second is memory, that is retaining and recalling the content of thought. Divergent production, that is producing a variety of ideas or solutions to a problem. One part in production is producing a single best solution to a problem. The final one is reevaluation. That is taking a decision and the nature of intellectual contents or gathered in which is positive or negative, good or bad, that is seen. Last dimension is perhaps a fast element in the product diamond and ease units. That is understanding the meaning of words as well as auditory and symbolic units. Second is classes, which means classification of words and ideas. And the one is really sense, which implies discovering the relation of words and ideas system. That is the ability to structure objects in space and to structure symbolic elements and to formulate problems. A sense that is the ability to look into the future lines of development or to suggest changes in the existing situations. The final element is the implicit sense. That is the ability to utilize present information for future ends. In this way, according to Guilford's model of intellect, there are 150 factors operating one's intelligence. Each one of these factors is a trigram symbol. That is at least one factor from each category of the 3 parameters has to be present in a specific intellectual activity or mental task. Let's illustrate these basic facts with an example. Suppose a child is asked to find out the day of the week or a particular date with the help of a calendar. In the execution of this mental task, we need mental operations like convergent thinking, memory, and cognition. For getting out of these outbursts, we have to make use of the content. In this particular case, we use semantics, that is reading and understanding of printed words and figures indicating dates of a particular month in the calendar by carrying out mental operations with the help of content. We finally arrive in the product, the day of the week to which the date makes most sense when they pass. He predicts the factor known as adolescence. He may ponder, transform, and apply this knowledge to identify the days, pour on tedious dates, or test himself some of the important applications. And why this model is piled up. Education is the theories of these ideas, and the brain of a child is like a computer who acquires tools and uses information. It provides knowledge about a specific ability of the students to guide them and put them in the right direction. SI model is useful in finding out the reason for unsatisfactory performance of the students in spite of adequate intelligence. This model points out that for understanding the higher mental processes like thinking, some drastic modification could be needed in our curriculum or method of instruction. This model has explored one of the intellectual abilities, and this enables us to find out whether we are paying specific attention to each one of them or not. And if not, how to remove these models. These models guide us to devise enrichment programs for gifted children. That is, learning of a specific skill should be our focus of attention. It is why model is useful in construct and being test of various types of different age groups. This concepts of Guilford will prove useful in the future. Research in the area of learning, memory, and problem solving. That is, this model has discovered many abilities which were not known before. This is very useful for vocational training. In Guilford's theory of intelligence seem to be the most comprehensive theory that attempts into considering all possible aspects of intellectual ability. Now try this. Critically evaluate Guilford's structure of intelligence or its way in modeling intelligence. Discuss the educational implication or SOI model.